Hello and welcome to another fishing session with your host Scott. Today we're fishing the middle to lower River Vyrnwy near the village of Llanymynech, and we're hoping to catch trout, grayling and a few other coarse fish species as well. I'm going to be downstream wet fly fishing on the whole, unless I have brought the dry flies with me. If we see some fish rise, then we'll give that a go as well. So wish me luck and hopefully we'll catch a few. Okay, this is the River Vyrnwy. It is June 7th, 2026. Very windy day. Luckily I've got a decent microphone, so it cuts out the wind fairly well and you can still hear me. The setup is an Airflow DC2, 8'6", 4 to 5 weight. I've got a new reel. I'm using the Stillwater PL-C or PL-C, very cheap beginner's reel. That I'm sort of going to be reviewing as well during this session. I have used it and I've been very happy with it. On the reel we've got a Snowbee 5 weight double taper floater. On the point we've got one of my patterns, the Dalkoch, with a 2.3mm bead in size 12. And then on about 4 or 5 foot above that we've got a black and red holographic spider in size 14. There we go. Got a holographic tinsel thorax in red. The leader, I've decided to go with a slightly tapered leader. We've got quite strong line, about, I think it's about 5-6 foot from the leader loop, and it's about 20 pound. But after that we've got another 6 foot of 5 pound. So we're actually using a 5 pound tippet, not a 20 pound tippet, which would be ridiculous in this situation. So we're going to have a problem because the wind's swirling around, and that's why I've opted for the heavy head of the leader. So you guys have seen me fish here before, and we're just going to start in close, because you never know, you might end up casting right over the top of some fish when they're just in the side here. Now we have had some rain recently and it does look like it's fining off, so that might cause a few problems, I don't know yet. So we shall see how we get on with it. So what I'm doing here is I'm literally casting about 45 degrees across the flow, and you just let it swing round. It's really as simple as that really. If you get a pull, they normally up themselves. And they just gradually head out, and then once we're at our distance into the water, we start heading downstream. We take a couple of steps every 2 or 3 casts or so, and we'll end up working this tail of the pool and all the way around the bend on the riffle there. There's quite a lot of fly life on the water, so that's a good sign. I don't know what they are yet though. And the wind is, there is a rise there. The wind is causing me problems turning the leader over. Just fishing the 2 flies today as well because of the wind. Sort of have to chuck it down into it like that, which is a shame. It might spook the fish. So another reason why I've opted to fish the river today really is because of this wind. I would have struggled on a big reservoir. Or even a small trout fishery, I'd have struggled today. Yeah, they do look like some sort of upswing species. They're quite pale. I suppose they would be a pale olive in that case. Now sometimes you'll get a take on the retrieve, which is bizarre, but it's worth doing. And we will eventually, hopefully, get out as far as we can. I'm just easing over there. One of the episodes where I fished here last, I had quite a nice brown trout. Ah, there we are. I think he's still there. I've just seen him come up. Speak of the devil. But he's right hard up against that bank. The squarer you cast, the more you've got to mend. So a mend is where you put the line upstream like that. The leader looks okay. Be perfect for dry fly fishing if there were fish rising prolifically, because you've got the wind blowing upstream. Oh yes, that's a nice fish. So far my new reel seems to be performing okay. I think it's a Grayling by the feel of it. No, it is a trout, I think. That is a lovely fish. And there he is. And that's as good as it gets here, really. I have had bigger, but let's take him over to the bank so I can get the hook out properly. Keep him in the water. Very lightly hooked. And there he is. That's at least a pound and a half of wild brown trout. I'll put him back safe. You're lucky you're on camera, mate. So he's fought hard. We're going to want to make sure he's revived properly. Just hold him for a little bit. There he goes, he wants to go now. He's got straight back in my net. What a fish. And that's the potential of the River Vyrnwy. It has got that potential sometimes to fish like that. So I suppose it's time to do a review on this new reel. He took the Dal Koch, which I will link in the description, the pattern. So this reel is the Stillwater PL-C. It's also the same as various other reels actually. There's lots of different brands use the same moulds. This one's by Stillwater, which is Glasgow Angling Centre. And it's a graphite reel with a large arbor profile and a disc drag. A proper disc drag, not a cheap one, even though it's a cheap reel. It was $14.99 and I bought the combo with all the spare spools in the bag, and I've got to say it performed extremely well with that brown trout. I'd got the drag set just right, I think, for him, and well, it worked perfectly. So highly recommended. I've actually downgraded in many regards, in cost at least. From £100 airflow switch black, 7 to 9 weight, to this graphite reel, which is cheaper by a long way, but you get more for your money. So from £109.99 I think the reel is, down to £15.99, £14.99, something like that at the time of filming. And yeah, I've sold the airflow reels, I've got to be honest. The problem is I like to have multiple rods set up for different situations, and I can't afford to keep shelling out £100 on a reel every time I get a new rod. So we've gone for something a bit cheaper. What a fish that was. So I've been fly fishing for a long time and I've opted for this reel. More people will probably consider it an entry reel or a beginner's reel. This is my everyday set of reels now. I've actually got 5 of them now. So I'm very pleased with it so far. You can remove the clicker. It's fully reversible to left hand as well. It might be something I do in the future, actually remove the clicker, we'll see. That was a cracking fish, that was. It's the biggest brown trout I've had out the Vyrnwy this year. Last year it was a 3.1 pound, 21 inch fish. That was further upstream for me though. Same fly. So if it works, why change it? The pattern I've named myself, it's a bit of a concoction of almost 3 patterns, I suppose. It's got the palmered hackle of the Bibio and the Soldier Palmer. It's got the coloration of a Soldier Palmer. It's got a red rib, which is unique to the pattern, and then it's got a red tag as well. So it's got a bit of all 3 of those patterns going on in it. There's no peacock herl in it though. I use a dark claret dubbing in the body. Now I don't know whether it was the same fish we saw rise, because he was hard against the bank. That one was closer into us, so hopefully where I saw him was just where that flow starts to speed up there, right in front of my hand. This wind is playing me up big time, I can't even get out there. That was one hell of a thump, that was. When he took. I knew it wasn't the usual 6-inch trout bar when it took anyway. There we go, that's where I want it. No, I really enjoy fishing the tails of pools. With this method. That fish might have spooked the others out. Right on the money. I'm actually using quite an expensive fly line today, which is something I don't normally do. The Snowby Prestige, or otherwise, which is now known as the Snowby XS. In ivory, and they're about £55 I think at the moment. It's difficult casting, never mind. The river has a habit of just mending it anyway, so if it lands in a heap, the river will pull it straight for you. was a really odd take. That's not actually a bad fish as well. Another trout. Took the dell cork again. Bring him to hand. There he is, guys. Lovely little brownie. Probably last year's. I'm enjoying myself at the moment. It makes me wonder whether I've gone too far downstream. So he was. But basically, what happened was his line went that way, the leader went that way. And he was basically square with me, the fish was. Video title, A Windy Day on the Vyrnwy. Oh, I need an 8-weight to get through this. I've just picked up a 9-weight setup, airflow. It's an older airflow rod, but it's only been used twice, probably because it's a 9-weight. It's a specialist rod, really. I bought it for pike and specimen carp. And I'm hoping to use that soon. I'm in the process of learning how to tie pike flies. It's got to be said, I'm not very good at the moment. We all have to start somewhere. So I'm guessing that the trout are in this slower water here, and then as we get into this riffle downstream of us, we'll start hitting the Grayling then. The fishing season opens in 9 days, but we're not technically supposed to be fishing for them, but I don't think there's many bailiffs about to tell me off. Oh, that was a pull. And that was. God, this wind. What's going on there? Oh, I don't think I'm going to find out. There's something hanging on the line then. Oh. No, we've got a bit of a tangle. I'm not surprised, really. It's come out quite easily, luckily. There's a lot of weed in this area here, just where the riffle started. And there's a good chance we might pick something up there, but it's going to be more difficult and knowing what to take and what isn't. And you may have noticed my casting style has changed slightly, mainly because of the weather. I'm going right out to the side and very low to the water. So I am fishing into the teeth of a roughly 20-mile-an-hour headwind. Up the tree. It's hard work, folks. I might just have to keep the casts short. Let's check the leader, because that was a mess, that was. Yeah. Okay, so we've gone into a bit of trouble there. The weather is definitely against us. I'll keep the cast fairly short, I think it's the only way. That was a pull. Or the weed. Could be the weed. Now, I'm quite familiar with this particular section of river. I come and fish it extremely regularly. I do know the inside of this bend here where you've got the fast flow going over to the left and out to the outside. On the inside of the bend it's quite slow. And you do pick up some fish on the inside of the bend there. There's a bit of a crease there. But we're going to just ease our way down to it, not going to rush down there. You might pick up some fish on the way there. I'll come back inside a little bit. Just to maximise the swing. It's not pretty, the casting, but it's getting the job done. Now, I've got a fillet of rainbow trout in the freezer at home, so I have been known to keep the odd fish out of this river, but I don't do it very often now. The river's under a lot of pressure, and I don't want to add to it. I suppose I've matured in my old age. 10 years ago that trout had been in the bag, camera or no camera. You've got a perfectly good trout farm up the road, so if we're going to keep them, we're going to keep them from there now. Just keep taking the odd step down. But I am looking forward to giving the pike a go on here. I'll try and film that for you. I want to get downstream with that log because it's dangerous. That's it. Oh, damn. No idea what that was. I saw the splash. I wonder if the hook point was masked. Let's have a look. No, everything looks fine there. Might have another go at it, we'll see. What did I say? Right on the inside the bend that fish was. Oh yeah, that was a pull. There we go, we're into one. Go on, we'll have him on the reel. We'll give the reel a go, haven't we? Another trout on the Delcor. There you go. Looks out. No, he's gone. I don't like squeezing them too hard. I'm sure you guys saw him. He was about 4 or 5 inches long. Lovely little fish. Again, right on the inside of the bend. Back there. It's weird that the grayling aren't showing. I normally catch more grayling than I do trout. Oh, that was a good pull. It's the point fly that's doing the work today by the looks of it. I haven't had anything go for the black and red holographic spider from what I can tell. Oh, yeah, plenty of action on the inside of this bend. It's not pretty, but it's working. I think this might be a grayling. Let's give up quite easy, so it might actually be a dace. Yeah, it's a dace. I know, it's a grayling. It is a grayling. Right, we'll leave the hook in this time, shall we? Sweat my hands. Come on, behave for the camera. There he is. Put the dark cork again, out pops the hook. And away he goes. I've got to say, I'm quite happy with my new reel. I did say it would be a grayling in here as this flow gets faster. I prefer the more oxygenated spots of the river. Oh, that was another grayling, I think. Now there's some action here now. Just check my fly's still on. I've run into a bit of an issue. We've got my knot unpickers for. Unfortunately, I'm not dressed for this sort of weather. The sun was out when I came down. We might have to knock it on the head earlier than planned. It's weather more reminiscent of October rather than June. That's typical British weather for you, or Welsh even. Got him. Oh yeah, that's a nice fish as well. There's no small ones today. Some of the grayling. There he goes. Let me get him back. There we go. And there he goes. Hopefully there's not too much water on the lens and you saw that okay. There's plenty of fish in this area. Oh, that was a pull. It's ledger bomb weather. Missed one there again. The water has definitely got a bit of colour to it, only a little bit though. If it's proper muddy, you're wasting your time on this river, from my experience. Oh, I don't know whether you saw him come up down there. check the leader again in a minute. Yeah, it's definitely been the Dalcock that's done the damage today. It's a Soldier Palmer variant. I just don't know why it works so well on this river, it just does. Oh, he's off. That looked like a little trout. Never mind. Everything's present and correct. So we've been fishing for less than an hour and a half. We're nearly at the end of this riffle that I can get to. When the river's even lower than it is now, you can actually get all the way down there. Oh, another one off. Just going to check the up points. When they're that small, you can barely set the up on them anyway, but that one looks fine. And on that one, yeah, they're just really small fish and the hook's not going in properly. Anything smaller than 6 inches on fly tackle and him struggling really. Oh, that's me playing with my phone. Oh, he's got the black and red holographic. There he is. And there he goes. It's another Grayling. A good spider pattern that one is. I picked that pattern up off the internet actually. It was on Caledonia Flies website. Normally you'd buy them. And sometimes I get some of my best patterns by going on the on those websites and copying them, if I'm honest. It was about this time last year, I think I found that pattern and tried it on the river, and it was absolutely deadly down this riffle. Couple of steps. Cast across and down. Let it swing. Simple as that really. That was a pull as well. If I'd have hooked that fish it would have been brilliant. But then again, I'm not John Wilson. John Wilson could catch fish on command. Oh, that was a good pull. That was a horrible cast, but it will work. There must be a shoal of grayling here on the inside of the bend. Just where the water starts to slow down. What do I think overall of this Stillwater PL-C? I think they're a great reel. If you've got a lot of rods and you've got a lot of different lines and you want to be able to, you know, have a few rods set up ready to go, and you don't want to fork out 400 quid, yeah, absolutely brilliant. It does the job. It stores the line well. The drag works. What more do you want, really? I mean, these CNC aluminium reels are great until the paint starts coming off them and they look awful then. It's another reason I got rid of the airflows. I've resprayed them 3 times in the time I've had them. I was getting a bit fed up of doing that. So my good friend Ken is having them. Hit me myself in the arm there. This wind is really difficult to cast in. That was a nice cast there. Yep. Ow. So it's come round and got me. That's the wind for you. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to come through here again. We'll go and find another spot. We'll get back after this. And even with the wind behind me in the other spots, it'd be a pain. Yep, I think we'll call it a day there. That's a disappointment, but we've had a good session. Let's go and find the rest of my gear and we'll get back. Okay then guys, that's me signing off from the River Vyrnwy near Llanymynech. We've done okay, it's only been an hour and a half. We've caught quite a few fish. The fly that's done the business is the Dalcoch. It accounted for quite a large brown trout for here. That was well above average, that one. £1.5 pounds. And they're normally about 6 or 8 inches long. So yeah, done really well. Really pleased. It's just nice to get out, you know. It's just nice to get out and have a couple of hours at it. But the weather has spoilt it for me really. The wind has made it difficult. I'm just glad I hadn't travelled all the way up to Nantumock today. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye for now.